It's time to throw out the old binder and incorporate e-learning into your onboarding. Save the paper, improve the experience, and come along with us. Hello world, and welcome to VisMe. I'm Mike Ploger, and today I'll be your guide on ditching the stacks of papers you hit your new hires with each time someone comes aboard. E-learning or online learning is the not so new but very improved method to learn. Heck, you're partaking in e-learning right now by watching this video. No matter what information you're trying to convey, you can do it much more effectively through e-learning. Rather than be limited to endless words on a page paired with a few photos, e-learning allows you to incorporate audio, video, interactive graphics, and more. And nobody's required to be on location. Anybody with a smartphone or laptop can access e-learning tools wherever they may be. This makes onboarding and training exponentially easier for an employer. So, speaking of this video, we'll share 8 different e-learning examples that you can use or generate ideas from, and provide you with do's and don'ts to consider when preparing your material. Shall we? E-learning is an effective tool for creating a better workplace. One reason is the simple fact that e-learning can be more fun. Nothing's more sobering than being excited for a new job, walking into the office ready to get to work, and then being greeted with stacks of papers to go through with HR. Doing everything online helps make the initial period much more interesting. E-learning also helps with continued learning. It's human nature to endlessly seek more information. E-learning naturally feels more insightful, and it's easier to update if you need to. And perhaps the biggest advantage of e-learning is that viewers and learners can go through the material at their own pace. They're not forced to sit down and run through it all at one time. You allow them to do it on their own, inspiring trust and confidence between employer and employee. In just a second, we'll hop into some examples that you can run with, but I first wanted to provide some basic information on what to do and also what not to do when starting your e-learning journey. First off, give learners the option to go at their own pace. I know I just mentioned it as a benefit of e-learning, so take advantage of what it offers. Don't require that a learner sit down at a specific time. They may have other projects that they're working on and are building good momentum. Instead, leave it up to them to take the courses whenever's best for them. You can assist them by breaking the segments up into blocks or referencing about how long each segment will take. By including average read time or video length, the learner can plan ahead and know what to expect. VisMe does that in our visual presentation course. Then, make sure you allow learners to access the courses on a variety of devices. If it's required to be taken on a desktop or a laptop, you're limiting people to just the office or at their own home. Maybe their learning can be done while commuting on a smartphone. You want to provide options, as every learner's situation will be different. Combining content types is also important to cater to the different personality types that you'll encounter. Some people may prefer video or audio, others may prefer to read. So if you have video or audio, pair it with a matching PDF version, and vice versa if it's the other way around. Just like with your old onboarding process, you can't just set it and forget it. You'll need to remember to update the information for relevancy. This could be frequently depending on your company's situation. If anything changes in your company's system or process, always remember to revisit your e-learning courses. You'll want to encourage interaction as much as you can, not only to keep learners engaged, but this will also help you track analytics and see if the course is actually helping. You can do this through short quizzes periodically, or simply have buttons for them to click, noting that they finished a section. With software like VisMe's, you can also track how many views a video has received. And lastly, for what to do, make sure your managers and leaders are on top of reminding employees about the latest learning opportunities. Employees likely have enough going on and won't be thinking to check continued learning destinations. By having managers offer e-learning to help build skills, employees will feel more supported and respected. I imagine you're watching this video to learn more about e-learning content and best practices for creating it. Hopefully that means you have the need for it. If not, that's step one. Get with your team and collaborate on what your employees need to learn and when. You'll need to strategize what your course will look like in terms of information, design, interactive bits, and more. But it all starts with acknowledging that there's a need to learn and you're the teacher here, putting the lesson plan in action. The best parts of e-learning is that it's efficient, versatile, and accessible, but you have to make it that way. Make sure you're sending your employees links, emails, notifications, whatever it may be so that they can easily find and access the information. The E in e-learning may not stand for easy, but it very well could. And the last don't is do not skimp on the resources available to you. Whether it's Visme or another training platform like LMS or SCORM, use a professional tool that will properly display your training content. E-learning is most effective when it's experimental and interactive, and all these platforms allow for that. Our first example of e-learning that you can incorporate is microlearning. This wouldn't be best suited as a full in-depth course, but rather as a fast and effective way to teach employees new skills. Microlearning is typically already offered inside of a program that someone is using. Think of an email that a learner has subscribed to or is sent by an employer to continuously learn a new skill. You can share step-by-step guides and tutorials for quick, continued education. Scenario-based learning is a great reason to introduce e-learning. It's not one size fits all, but rather an adventure that takes you on a journey depending on your answers to questions. It's ideal for safety training or communicative situations. A tool like ThingLink is valuable for this type of learning, but a presentation like this one on Visme's website is a great place to start and introduce the learning ahead. The idea behind game-based learning, or gamification, is learners will work towards a goal, choose the best actions to achieve it, and then experience the consequences of those actions. It's a lot like playing a game. Edly is an LMS platform that offers game-based learning solutions. Whether you're an employer or even a teacher, these may be wise for you. If you take any of our previous 3 examples and throw them in a platform that allows for playback on any device, you have responsive learning. There's no restriction on where or how you learn the content. In fact, it's typically mobile first. So whether a learner is on a phone, laptop, tablet, you name it, responsive e-learning allows it. Besides, how many people are only using one device nowadays? The answer is very few. Scenario and game-based learning are 2 types of interactive learning. This isn't just a few buttons here and there. It could be interactive graphics, surveys, pop-ups, and other pieces that encourage a response from the learner. And I have mentioned how Visme can help with interactive graphics. That's our bread and butter, creating presentations to wow viewers through interactivity. Infographics, animations, videos, we have it all. Try our website to see for yourself at visme.com. When you go, or when you went to class for schooling, you were a part of synchronous learning. You had to sit in a class at a set time with a set instructor and progress through the course. Asynchronous is the opposite. All those things happen at different times, but with the same goal in mind. So with e-learning, the learner sets the pace and the course is completed whenever they'd like. Consider training to be a plumber, builder, or real estate agent. Jobs that don't require extensive schooling, but still some form of training. That training happens through asynchronous learning. The student can take their time or complete everything in little to no time at all. A question pool is a collection of questions to create a quiz for e-learning and training material. A learner might be asked a few questions as a part of a training lesson, or they might be asked all of them over time with microlearning material. Organize your questions through hierarchy, labels, and tags, making them easier to sample when creating new content. And if you just don't have it in you to let go of in-person learning, there is a compromise: hybrid learning. It's a combination of both e-learning and in-person learning. Working requirements shifted when COVID-19 hit. Now, a lot of us work from our homes at least a portion of the time. They may still go into the office from time to time, and that's when it's a good idea to incorporate hybrid learning. Think if you're onboarding. Your new employees can start the HR documentation at home before coming into the office, finishing it up, meeting the team, and diving into their work. Make sure you're tracking all sessions so both you and the employee can track your progress. And when it comes to this video, our progress bar is complete. Thank you so much for watching. You're making no mistake by at the very least contemplating e-learning and bringing it into your business. And for those of you who already have, I hope you learned something new through our examples and our do's and don'ts. If you did, please take just 1 millisecond to like our video. And if you want to continue to e-learn about topics like this one, subscribe to our channel today. We'll see you next time with VisMe. I'm Mike Ploger, helping you make information beautiful.